Hi guys, how's everybody doing? My sunglasses are crooked, or maybe I just made them crooked. I don't know. Let's see who hops on. I know it's a little bit earlier than I usually have been live streaming lately, and I feel bad. Road to Prison was live streaming, and I caught a couple of minutes, but then I had to come on and do mine because I have some stuff I have to do later, so I feel bad. I hate like double live streaming at the same time of people that I follow, but hey Raven, hey Jolene, I'm so happy you guys are hopping on. How's everybody doing? My head's kind of halfway out of the shot. Hey Thomasetta, let's see if I just tilt that. Okay, that's a little bit better. Hi guys, I'm happy you guys are hopping on. Hey Anna, I'm happy you guys are getting notifications. Hey Christina, Rebecca, what a beautiful fall day. Yeah, I'm actually wanting to come out here and film this because of that, but also real talk, no makeup, so I get to wear sunglasses. Hey Stephanie, you guys, it kind of moved really fast, so I'm sorry if I'm missing people. I moved all the way to Georgia while my fiance is New Jersey. Oh man. Hey Sarah, hey Jamie, hey Lisa, hey Stephanie, I'm great, thank you for asking. Hey Faith, one day at a time, hope you're doing good. Thanks sweetheart. I hope everybody is doing great. Hi Gia. What a pretty name. So I have a couple things I want to talk to you guys about, just a couple. I got an email from Adam this morning that I wanted to read to you guys, and then, oh my gosh, $2.79 from G-Man. What's up, bro? Hope you're well. Free Adam. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. I can't tell you how much I thank you. And also, if you guys are not following G-Man, by the way, you need to follow him. He and I did a video on this channel not too long ago about PTSD that could help all of our loved ones, but he is a wealth of knowledge on PTSD. He has a really cool story. Former police officer, was in the military, and he's also pro inmate. So go check him out. Amazing, amazing, amazing stuff. What am I missing? Just recently found your channel. So happy I finally catch you live. Yay. Thanks, Brittany. You're such an inspiration. Thank you, sweetheart. Hey, LD. Oops, what did I miss? You're welcome, G-Man. And I don't just promote people, you guys, that I don't fully believe in, and I'm telling you, his stuff is really good. I like her. He does Mental Health Mondays. That great information, great information. So, what I also like about G-Man's channel is that he lives it. So it's not just, you know how sometimes like people teach out of textbooks, or they teach out of, you just subscribed, yay. Oh my gosh, Melinda, it's gonna be so helpful for you with school and everything. But you know how some people teach out of a textbook or in theory? It's different. Like that would be like if I wasn't a prison wife, and how could I explain this stuff to you, you know? My fiance got bad news this weekend, while he's in prison. His nephew passed away. I'm so sorry. He had a medical condition that doctors didn't think he would live past age 6, and he made it to 22, which is amazing that he made it to 22, but I'm still so sorry for your loss. Yay, look at all these subscriptions. Like I have a personal mission to help G-Man get to 1,000 subscribers, and we're close. Yeah, you made a live. Shh, don't tell my boss I'm online. Your secret is safe with me, but don't get yourself in trouble, Naomi. Okay, so let's read Adam's email. So let me give you a background. Forever, for ages, Adam has been extremely involved in everything else, helping everybody else. So we'll check out G-Man. Yay. So close. What are we up to, G-Man? Let's do a countdown during this video and see if we can get you to 1,000 during this video, possibly. I don't know how far away we are, and I don't know how many people are going to hop on, but so for many years, I don't want to say forever. Hey, Panda Mom. My fiance's happy that I found you in your group. He knows this is difficult for me, so thank you. Okay, I'm going to interrupt myself and answer Faith because that's important. To me, that means you have an amazing man, because I've heard of so many people whose loved ones on the inside are so skeptical of these groups, and I partly get it because I'm skeptical of a lot of the groups myself. I'm skeptical of people that intentions are. I'm very cautious with who I allow into my groups and what I am allowed to post on my groups. And for you guys that don't know, I'm the founder of Strong Prison Lives and Families, a nonprofit, and we also run Facebook groups, and we're on Instagram. Everything's at Strong Prison Lives. So a lot of people on the inside are skeptical of the groups, and I get it because you don't know who's in there, but at the same time, a lot of women whose loved ones are skeptical at first see how supportive it is for them, and we're not all like, screw the system, screw inmates, and guys are wrong and female power, and I'll tell you like it is. I mean, I'll tell you if I think that he's using you, but I'll also tell you when I think he's doing great and when you should stay, and it's just no judgment. So I'm happy to hear that he's happy about it, because it sounds to me like you have a good guy who trusts you and who is trustworthy. He doesn't have anything to hide. He doesn't want you around other people that can tip you off, if that makes sense. So, and if your loved one isn't really into it, that's cool too. He might just be skeptical like I am of other people. Okay, so let's talk back about Adam. When Adam first was incarcerated, he was 23 years old. He was, oh, thanks, G-Man. He was figuring out his life sentence. He still had one foot out the door. He still had one foot in the street. He still had to sow some wild oats before the September 11th kind of like epiphany thing that we talked about on the video that I posted on September 11th. So after that, he slowly started to, James loved that SPWF wasn't about street life. Oh, I love that. So he slowly started to get into health and wellness and fitness and like spirituality type of stuff, but he was still all about himself, and he really dove into health and wellness and fitness and exercise at that point in his life. And then he moved to a medium security facility in 2009, and when he moved there, he was introduced to an assistant warden who is no longer there, who was all into life coaching, and they ran an inside out class where a local university would come in. Some of the criminal justice students would come in, and they had the exact number of students as they did inmates, and they would talk about criminal justice stuff. And it was a really cool class. So he got into that. He got into a whole bunch of different educational type of stuff. He started developing programs, and then, like I said, he got into all of the life coaching stuff. And he is always about helping other people, kind of like, well, if I'm stuck here, then I'll help mold other people so they can get out and they can do the right thing and they can stay out. You know, we're both very similar like that. We are both helpers. But it got to the point for a long time where I was like, come on, man, like, you gotta know when it's time to help yourself. You know, like, stop sacrificing yourself to help everybody else when you got to also kind of put some time into helping you get home. And it wasn't until literally the past maybe month or two after, well, I guess it was since April, but really the past month or two, when U.S. versus Davis came down that invalidated 924C, and it went back to the circuit courts, okay? So it made it a little bit more tangible for us to get back into court and to try to see some relief. And you guys that are asking for legal updates, I asked him today if he'll do one with me on the phone, and he said yes, he will, but we're gonna put it off for a couple weeks, because hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll have a little bit more something tangible to share. Nothing, I mean, he's not getting out tomorrow by any stretch of the imagination, but at least we'll have a couple of things filed that we'll be able to share. Right now, it's all in the works. The attorney's working on it, but know that's coming. I just can't, he doesn't want to talk about it yet because there's nothing really new to talk about, but we're getting there. Probably be in like 2 or 3 weeks. Probably when I get back from Dallas is what I'm assuming. Okay, maybe a little bit before, I'm not sure. So, no, you didn't miss the answer to your question. I'm talking about, I haven't answered any questions yet. So finally, he was all about helping us. He gave away all of his classes. He gave away the coaching program. He's not really leading it anymore. It kind of started to fizzle too. Once that AW left, then a new AW came in, then a new warden came in, and a new captain, and oof, things have just really gone downhill, and they just aren't into programming. They aren't into rehabilitation by any stretch of the imagination. So things have just slowly kind of unraveled, and that program was holding on by a thread for, it's been probably like close to 2 years, and he just hasn't want to let it go because it was his baby. But he's at the point where he's okay with kind of handing it over to other people, handing the fitness classes over to other people, and focusing 100% on us, on the legal stuff, and leaving that behind, getting to a point where he could walk out the door and leaving it behind. So today he tells me, but okay, let's rewind. There are some points where he gets really like wound up because there's nothing for him to do. So he gets in my he kind of gets annoying to me. I was talking about this in a video that I'll post, I think it's next week. We had a call and it went really bad, and I recorded it, and I've shared this with you on a live video. I told you this was coming, and we ended the call. It was recorded. I posted it for you guys, but he called me right back, and he explained that he was just like wound a little bit tight because he has to be doing, but there's nothing for him to do. Like, all of the letters are written, everything's good. But I think part of his institutionalization is that he is a little too much. Like, here's an example. I have a life. I have to work during the day, and then I try to go to the gym 5 to 6 days a week. And I'm literally in my shin guard is still on. I literally just got back from the gym, and I wanted to make this video. So in between, I'm doing all of this stuff. Case in point, I'm trying to do my videos. I'm trying to edit videos. I have meetings for SPWF. I have coaching calls that I have to, so much stuff I have going on, not to mention a family. So, oh yeah, then you have to do this thing called eating in between. So I think where was I going with that? I totally just got lost. Where was I going with that? Oh my God, somebody remind me in the comments where there was a point. Like the video, everyone. Thank you, Jessica. Oh, so he'll ask me to do something, and he'll be like, come on, I need you to do it. And so, and he's really good. This isn't where I was going. I forgot what my original point was, but, oh, this was my point. So I was talking about practicing to him. I was talking about practicing my keynote speech for the Prisoner Family Conference in Dallas, which is October, I think, like 15th, whatever that, it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever the week is. I don't remember the exact days, but it's like 15, 16, 17, or whatever the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is. So I was like, I'm going to record myself doing my keynote until I like it, and then I will listen to it. Like, I'll listen to it on the plane, I'll listen to it throughout the day. Thanks, Mom. It's the 16th through the 18th. So I was like, I'm just going to have to fit it in. And he writes back to me, and he's like, just gonna have to fit it in. Well, this is my inflection. Obviously, there's no inflection in writing, but I read it as just gonna fit it in. Well, that doesn't seem very definitive. Like, if you don't give yourself a proper time, then it's not gonna happen. Do you forget how much I do in a day? I will practice every day, but I don't need, oh my gosh, G-Man, $6.99, respect and gratitude row. I gotta fly. Oh, free Adam. You and Adam are amazing people for reaching back to give folks heads up. Peace. Thank you so much, G-Man. We're getting you to 1,000 ASAP, guys. Make sure that you go and you subscribe to his channel. So I can't say I will practice every night from 6 to 8 o'clock. I mean, I would love to be able to do that. I would love to have the flexibility to do that, but let's forget that let's remember that I'm not in jail and I don't have a set schedule. My dad called me in the middle of the afternoon today. I just so happened to be on my lunch break, thank God, because he's like, hey, bro, I forgot to take all of my medications today. Can you bring them to me? These are like cholesterol, heart medication, blood, like medications that you need to take. I can't just be like, no, I'm sorry, it's my time to practice my keynote, so that's gonna hold. You know what I mean? So he could get a little wound tight is the point, and it sometimes isn't realistic. Oh my gosh, when he watches these videos someday, he's gonna be like, ouch, but it's the truth. And so when he doesn't have something to do all the time, then he gets a little bit wound up. So he sends me this email today, and kind of like grateful for it. He says, hey, beautiful, I just can't sit here and not do something about all of this. What's happening in here and what these guys are being subjected to in the halfway houses is unacceptable. So what's happening is they have out dates and the BOP is sitting on it because they decided that they just don't want to send guys to halfway houses. They just don't. So they're just gonna sit on it. Oh well, they'll approve it when they want. They'll send them when they want. Like, this is freedom. This is people's freedom, huh? It is so mind-boggling. And so Adam says, these people want, all capitals, these people want us to fail. That's the only explanation for their conduct. I've wrapped up most everything on my end related to what the attorney needs to file, and I've been working on my leadership plan for the program being developed, something on the outside. I also have been working on ways to smooth our transition to Vegas and having lots of fun with that. I'm confident I can take on a little more without feeling overwhelmed. So here's the help I need from you. Can you please find me someone who's either in a position of influence themselves or directly connected to someone else who's in such a position to help me address the unnecessary obstacles we're experiencing in here and at the halfway houses? Maybe you could send out a mass emailer with my request, or possibly reach directly out to one of those advocacy groups who might be willing to assist. I'm hoping you have a viable contact through SPWF. Whatever you can come up with, I am grateful. And then he said, lunchtime, more after dinner. So I read that to you because if you're still here after my long-winded kind of rant a little bit, sorry, Adam, I will reach out. I'll put my feelers out, but I have had some people here who said that they have backgrounds in law and they want to help. And if you have the ability to help, I was thinking fam too, mama. Yeah, so I'll reach out to them. I'll probably post on their Facebook page. But if anybody has the ability to help, I saw somebody today saying that she has a background in law and she wants to help. strongprisonwives@gmail.com. Please reach out to me and we can put you in touch with Adam. What else did I want to say? I think the ACLU, I have a couple of other people in mind, but I don't have anybody 100% yet, because if I did, I would already have them working on Adam's case. You know what I mean? Clausen, I've watched a few videos before, but I watched a bunch this morning. I don't know how you don't smash your head, fist, etc. into a wall. Also, serious. Taking you guys out to dinner. Oh my gosh, Angel, thank you so much. Yeah, I work out a lot. That seems to help, but it's frustrating. But you have to kind of choose your battles and learn how to breathe and grasp for the positive to get through it. That was me, background in criminal justice and substance abuse counseling. So, Angel, I think you emailed me, didn't you? I'm going to reach out to you and see if you have contacts. That would be so helpful. Or put you in touch with Adam and maybe you guys can work on this. Okay, so let's talk through. Does anyone have anything else on that? Any questions? Anything about the institutionalization? Anything about ideas on who else I can reach out to besides for ACLU, FAM, and then I'll reach out to Angel. We all need contacts. That's all we do out here is look for help. Yeah. Angel, I think you emailed me already. Okay, so I have the email address, I think, but I'll get it off of this video later. Okay, does anyone else have anything else before I move on? Okay, let's keep going. So I got a couple of questions on Instagram, and then I'll stay and I'll answer your questions too. Hey, Ro, can you do a video on what is acceptable in a letter? Like, I just sent one, and it's the first time I put kiss prints with lipstick, and then my dumbass, after the fact, read the rules on the back of one of his letters to me, and it says no lipstick on contents, so he will not receive my letter now because I kissed it. So, and then she wrote me back, and she said, somehow, thanks, Mama. She said, somehow they let it through. So she got lucky, thankfully. But as far as your letters, especially in the feds, I know the rules, but anywhere, just err on the side of caution, as plain as possible. White paper, plain white envelopes, and blue or black ink. That's all we can send in the feds. You can't do lipstick, you can't do stickers, you can't do crayon, or crayon, however you say it. You can't do markers, you can't do colored pencils, you can't do anything. You can't spray it down with perfume, you can't, nothing. You can't use purple gel pen, you can't send cards. Tell me how, well, you can't send cards anymore anyway, but before it was just plain envelopes, white envelopes with cards. So like around Christmas time, it was always, where are you gonna find a card with a white envelope Christmas time? They're always red, green, gold, whatever. But now you can't even send a card. So err on the side of caution. And you could always just try stuff out and it'll get sent back to you. And then usually they're supposed to send you a reject notice where it actually tells you, there's check boxes and it tells you. The very first time I got a reject notice, it was because I sent, and this was when the rules were, you could send so much stuff, but you could send sticker. When I made that first video that I responded to recently, but it's still my most viewed video. Unfortunately, it needs to be updated because so much stuff in there is wrong, but it's called like how to spice up jail mail or something like that. And so in there I said stuff about lipstick and all that stuff. None of that anymore. None of that anymore. Perfume, lipstick, stickers, nothing. So my first reject notice was because the envelope was too thick. I sent him a whole bunch of ebooks I had printed out, and I think your package can't be more than a pound or something like that. This was thick. I put it on the scale, and I actually posted a picture on Strong Prison Wives back on our very first website with it. I was like, oops, that was a lot, way over. And so they send you a slip with a check, and mine was obviously too heavy, but on there I thought it was disgusting and partly hysterical that it said you couldn't send body hair or you couldn't send human hair, like something weird like that. Who's trying to mail in hair? The only thing I'm thinking is maybe if it's your child's hair, but who's trying to send in hair and what are they trying to do with it? What? Ew. Ew, 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 ew. So I thought that was funny. Okay. Can you send cards anymore? No more cards. Let's make sure that doesn't shut down. What if you kiss it and then photocopy and then send it? Yes, Melinda. That's a great idea. You can kiss the paper. You can photocopy it in black and white. That's it, black and white. Or like on our Patreon, we do free stationery, and we're gonna start doing like quarterly stationery. Lisanne is the stationery queen. She makes a lot of our stationery, and then we also work with a different organization that donates stationery to us. And so if she'll make them in black and white for people in the state systems who can still send black and white, but if you're in the feds, you could either kiss the paper and do a photocopy in black and white, or what I would do is kiss the paper, take a picture of it, get that picture printed out on photo paper that can be in color, and then mail that if you want to send it in color. Or cards. That's what I do. I take pictures of cards. You don't even have to buy the card. Why are you going to spend $6 on a card you can't send? So take a picture of the card, print out that picture at Walgreens, or use one of the apps that allows you to just send the picture through, and they'll send it. There are so many out there, and so then they'll get the picture if that helps. But other than that, if you're just going to send a letter, plain white envelopes, white paper, blue or black ink. I don't know if you're allowed to even send pencil in the feds. Does anybody know? Like graphite, like normal gray pencil. Does anybody know? No marks or stains on the papers or envelopes. Also, you're limited to the number of pages you send. That is so interesting, Faith. Can I send mine to Georgia? So every single place is going to be different, and every single place is going to, like, every single state will be different, but every single facility within that state will be different. And then also different cops in the same mailroom will be different. So you're going to have to look up your facility on the DOC website. Go on our Invisible Shackles page, and you could ask people who go to that facility what's allowed there, but really trial and error. So if you send something that gets sent back, then you know. Or you could ask him to ask what the rules are. But in the beginning, I would say err on the side of caution. And if it is a federal facility in Georgia, no. All federal rules are the same. Doesn't matter what state the federal facility is in. But if it's a state facility in Georgia, you're going to have to figure, I don't know all 50 states. I don't know anything about any of the state systems. My experience is with federal. Okay. Cards can't be sent to the feds. I don't know about states. So happy to catch you live, bro. Not sure how much I've missed, but glad to be here even for a little. Glad you're here too. Can you draw a card on plain white paper with blue and black pen? I guess you can. I don't see why you can't draw with blue and black pen. I used to do my brother's mail on the computer. Wow, what rules? Yeah, seriously. My fiance gets the rejection notice, and I get the letter back with a note on the envelope. So it used to be that you both got the reject notice, and I think now only he does. You're right. Maybe if it's like a large, I don't know. But I used to get them because I used to put them in my videos because I thought they were humorous. Cards are okay in Kentucky. Okay, this is awesome that you guys are sharing. It said on the New York State website, no grease marks, so no lipstick, perfume, or crayons. I'm just going past all of. Pictures have to be certain size and nothing sexual in content. Why aren't cards allowed? Okay, the reason why they changed the rules and they removed cards and they removed any type of color, anything, is because allegedly people were sending K2 or spice in there dripped onto, or I don't know how, I have no idea what that is or even how to do it. I mean, I know what it is. I don't know how it's put on the colored envelopes. I don't know what they do, but it's somehow in the color, I think. That was the excuse. I don't know. I have no idea if that's true or not. I feel like children should be able to send pictures. Okay, so LD, they should. And the way that you can get around it is, it's silly that you have to do this, but have them draw the picture, take a picture of what they drew, print it out on photo paper at Walgreens or whatever app you use, and then that'll get in. And at least daddy could see a picture from them. Yes, it sucks, but at least it's still, their picture is getting to him. It's getting chilly out here. The hell is, how many hours do you water your garden? In my backyard? Hi, Mama. Hey, Jody. Road to prison. Hey, I was just saying, I felt so bad that you were live and I was waiting. And then I'm like, all right, I gotta go on. So I'm glad that I'm not interrupting your live. I hate when my YouTuber friends are live and I want to go live at the same time. I don't want to like step on anybody's toes. So I'm glad you're done. Cards are acceptable, but certain sizes. Okay, I must match color. K2, don't know either. Maybe Road to Prison knows. Do you know Road to Prison? It said allegedly that the color paper envelopes are dipped in the drug, dried, and once inside, they cut micro pieces and sell. Thank you. Thank you. I knew Heather would know. Okay. Hi, Marie. Let's go on to the next question. This one's a long one. She said, hey, Ro, I messaged you today looking for some support. My significant other has been in jail for a year and a half. Hold on one second. My back. Oof. Okay. Has been in jail for a year and a half now. He's awaiting transfer to a prison where he'll have to serve 2 years, and I've been having a hard time staying happy, really. When he calls, he just sounds so miserable in there, and he tells me how his family is going through a rough time, and him not being able to be there for them puts him down a lot. And I don't know what I can say to help him feel at least a little better. It makes me so sad to think of how bad he's hurting right now and how little I can do. I'm still all new to this reality, and I can't sleep at night knowing how he's feeling in there, and I know that it's just the beginning, but I have no advice or support from anyone who can relate. And when someone actually asks how it is, they don't really know what to say to help me feel better. I just want us to work out, but we're both having such a pain. We're both having so much pain. It makes it hard to talk to him without crying. I just love him so much and I want to help him, and I feel like letters, visits, and phone calls aren't what he needs to lift him up. I can see his self-esteem dropping, and he is such an incredibly amazing, handsome man that it hurts to hear him talk down on himself. And I tried telling him that he's handsome and worthy, but I know he doesn't believe me and might even bring him down more. How can I be the light in this darkness? How can I help him feel at least a little bit better about not being able to help his family and support his family? Or how can I keep his self-esteem up and not go off on the guards? Really, just how can I make his time pass a bit easier and have him not be so down on what he can't do all the time? I'm sorry I wrote so much. I just really have no one to talk to, and it affects me every day, especially at night when I just want to be with him. The daytimes are easier, but when I go to sleep at night, okay, I'm rambling. Okay, so we get the gist. So first of all, girl, I need you to take a couple of breaths. I get what you're going through. I get it. We need you to breathe, okay? So this is the hard part. This is the really hard part. He's going to be down, and sometimes there's nothing you can do but just allow him the space to vent, allow him the space to be down, allow him the space to feel his feelings. Sometimes we can't fix everything, and that's okay. And right now, the way that you could be there for him is to just tell him, I'm here for you, and ask him, what do you need me to do? How can I support you? I think that you can't put all of the pressure on yourself to fix it for him. I hear in your email, you're so wound up that I need to fix it. I need to make it better for him. I can't. Nobody understands it. I get it. but you need to take a breath. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this in 24-hour chunks. I get you on the daytime being a little bit more tolerable, and the evenings when you're there and you're alone in your thoughts. Oh my God, I get you, girl. There were nights throughout the whole entire first year, probably 2, that I would cry so hard that my nose would be so stuffed. And for some reason, I never had tissues. I would always have toilet paper for some reason. I have no idea why. You'd think that this happening for a year, I'd buy myself a freaking box of tissues. But no, I would have little ripped up pieces of toilet paper all over my bed because I had to blow my nose so much because I literally was crying so hard. My eyes would be swollen, practically shut the next day. I didn't have a voice. I would have to just blame it on allergies. So I get you. I get you. You're going to have to take this in 24-hour chunks. You're going to have to just tell him, I'm here for you. How can I help you? Sometimes you're going to have to be okay with the fact that you can't fix things. You're not going to be able to fix everything. It is a hard pill for us to swallow because in these types of relationships, you want to help. You feel so out of control, but there are things that you have to learn to give up the control. Let him know that you're there for him. Don't smother him. Don't let him treat you like crap. Let him know you're there for him, and then you're just gonna have to, hey Nick, you're here. You're just gonna have to keep reassuring him. I'm here, things will be okay. I don't think you telling him that he's great and wonderful and handsome is gonna make him more depressed, even if he doesn't wanna hear it. I don't think that will happen, but I think that just don't smother him. Tell him those things. Just keep asking him open questions. What? How? Tell me. What can I do for you? How can I help you? Tell me what's going on in there. And then give him that space. Give him the space. If he doesn't want to talk about it, give him that space. If he doesn't want to answer you, give him that space. As far as him with his family and everything, just allow him to adjust in the way that he needs to adjust in there. Do you remember my questions, or do you need to remember them? Nick, I don't. Can you put them in here? Nick had some really good questions that he missed on the last live stream. My fiance has been gone a little over 3 months so far, and he had to deal with his mom having cancer, nephew passing away, me having a miscarriage. It's difficult, but I try to find the positives. She certainly found the right family here in Row. Thanks, Jody. So 2 things. Jody's right. If you go to Strong Prison Lives and Families, if you make sure you're subscribed here on YouTube, you will get all of your answers. I can't just answer it all on one live stream. I've addressed so many of those different things, broken down into pieces, into chunks, on so many different videos. I have another video for when you first start out, and something that Lisanne has been working on for a really long time. It's just been a really long work in progress, because you have to remember, our volunteers, myself included, this is all in our spare time. Moms, full-time employees, you guys know there's not much spare time, but we're working on kind of a starter kit for our of it all, the initial emotions of it all. Okay, let's see if Nick posted his questions. Today is my first anniversary for my husband entering prison. It gets better, but the key is keeping his mind focused and moving forward. But it really isn't her responsibility. He has to do it. Melinda, you nailed that one on the head. I would like to comment a little more, but I'm driving and voice texting. Oh, Road to Prison. We love it, but stay safe. We could always do it on another video. Okay. Do you remember my questions? Okay. Having open communication and support is key. Faith, you're nailing it today. Try not to give the guards any flack because they will take it out on him. Good advice. Thank you so much. You're welcome, sweetie. My best friend is in prison and his mother just passed. I feel so helpless. Any suggestions? Ugh, same thing kind of for you. Just give him his space and tell him you're there for him. Send him positive stuff. You know, a lot of times, Adam told me this happened to him, and I think when Road to Prison can comment. If not, we'll do it another day, but I could always ask if he wants to come on a video. So this is not, you know, we want to keep everybody safe, but a lot of times Adam has told me that people use him to vent. It's almost like because of where he is, it's okay to just like word vomit all of their problems on him and expect him to absorb it or fix it. I guess because he's removed or something, I don't know. But he said that for a while, he had to start cutting people out of his life because that's all they would do is give him the negative. Or it was just like a weird habit that they got into because of him and where he was. And if it was relatives that he couldn't cut out, he would have to kind of address it with them and be like, tell me something good. Tell me the positives. And they'd be like, and then maybe tell him a couple words, but then flip that negative. So he would avoid conversations with those people because it's a lot on them too. So try to be his positive ray of sunshine. Now you have to be honest with him when things are bothering you, because if you're in a relationship with him, that's normal. But send him like inspirational memes. You can print those out in black and white. You can send him beautiful photos of nature, things that he's not seeing, that kind of stuff to keep his spirits high, because all they're seeing are the dinginess, the disgustingness of prison. So that could help too. Okay. I think one thing was like, do you want him to be in SHU or lockdown so you know he's safe? Oh, you did ask me that. So Nick asked me, do I prefer when he's on lockdown or in solitary confinement? Like, is there some sort of relief there for me because I know he's safe? And the answer is, no, I don't. Because I know how excruciating it is for him to be in there. Like, being in the hole sucks. And I can't explain it, I've never done it, but if you watch any of the other prison YouTubers that talk about their experience in the hole, I know Christina Randall has a really good video on it. I don't know if Jessica Kent does, but all the prison YouTubers that have talked about it can tell you, like, it's bad. So I know that he knows how to do time, thankfully. So I know that he will keep himself as safe as possible when he's out. And sometimes when he's on lockdown, he calls it a vacation, but I think he says that to me more than anything else. The only time really that I like seriously worried about him, let me just interrupt myself. He's at a medium level security. So it's different in the penitentiary. When he was in the penitentiary, I was like, I was this young kid that had no idea where he was. I just didn't realize what it was like in there, and he would just play it off to me. So that was a little bit different, and it was probably a lot more hostile in there, but still, I don't think that I've ever once felt relief that he was in lockdown or God forbid, in the hole. Like, the time he was in the hole, I was so upset because I didn't know what was going on in the hole. Like, the time he was in the hole, I was so upset because I didn't know what was going on. And I couldn't get really straight answers, and thank God it was only 10 days. But I don't know if anybody else feels like that. I think probably people, and anybody can comment and give me your opinion, but I think if people's loved ones have to check into protective custody, they probably feel relief when their loved one goes in there, or if there's riots or things are really bad, then people probably feel relief that way. But I've never been in that situation, so I've never once felt kind of, yay, I know where he is, it's good. I'd prefer him to be out and about, moving around, make sure he's fed, make sure he's exercising, make sure that he's moving and just interacting with people. He's exercising, make sure that he's moving and just interacting with people. Because to me, that's more normal and less institutional. So it'll help him not be as institutionalized, which, as we talked about in the beginning of this video, he is, but it'll help it a little bit for him to be roaming and out and about and as normal as he can be. Did that answer your question, Nick? 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day at a time. Yes, I posted it. I have a friend in Nashville that has a beautiful voice. She would like to play gigs in prisons if she can. Play gigs in prisons if she can. Spitfire, that's amazing. I love her. Does she write them too? Because I'm looking for somebody to write a song for this channel. Bring music to the inmates, that's amazing. They can't grieve inside, it shows weakness, and certain people, that's amazing. They can't grieve inside, it shows weakness, and certain people will pounce. Good point, Heather. Do you have any advice for someone who has a friend in prison? He's been in and out for the past couple years, and I know he's going down the wrong path with drugs, etc. So, Brittany, you're probably new here. I have tons and tons and tons. Brittany, you're probably new here. I have tons and tons and tons of videos on that. But same thing. Like, I think it's just, he has to want it. He has to do it in his own time. And so you can be that voice. You can send him positive books. You can do all that voice. You can send him positive books. You can do all of the things. Like I have a girlfriend who started doing self-help workbooks with him, started sending him positive things from people who did like rehab type of stuff. But if he doesn't want it himself, there is absolutely nothing you could do. There's nothing you could say. There's nothing that you can send him. There is absolutely nothing you could do. There's nothing you could say. There's nothing that you can send him that will get him on that right path. He either will just write you off, or he'll start lying, or whatever it is, because he's going to do what he wants to do. It stinks, but same like I was saying, just keep trying to keep it positive, keep it real, just keep trying to keep it positive, keep it real, set your boundaries, and stick to those boundaries. So if you know he's using, and you say to him, listen, I'm not sending any more money because the money I send is being used for things like that, then you have to set those boundaries and you have to stick to them. Things like that, then you have to set those boundaries and you have to stick to them. The only way to help, well, not the only way, but one way that you can help him is to not continue to help him do that. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Adam is a good dude. And those around him can see that he's a head on his shoulders, nice and tight, and people lean on him for his wisdom and advice. Thank you. Yeah, you're right. My fiance said that about grieving in prison, so we write to each other about our thoughts and feelings. It helps. Yeah, Heather can give. You know what, Heather? I wonder, Heather, I know you don't have a lot of time, so we'll take this offline. But I'm wondering if you'd want to do a video about that, because Heather's husband lost his young son, while he was inside, and I know that was rough. But they're getting ready for homecoming, like, in a few days. Ah, so excited. So I don't know if she's gonna have time to do that, but maybe she can give me some tips if she doesn't. Totally agree with Road to Prison about Adam. Yay. So totally agree with Road to Prison about Adam. Yay. So much wisdom. The main thing that any man in prison wants and needs is to know that somebody on the outside truly loves them. Thank you for that. Love, 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 Jess. She lives near me. That's so cool. Maybe she'll do a meetup and cares for them. Brittany, I would advise your friend to hold space for her incarcerated loved one, but protect herself. Great. So well worded, Melinda. Those in active addiction can be manipulative and not thinking straight until sobriety is there. Thank you. And not thinking straight until sobriety is there. Thank you. You worded. I was trying so hard to find words, but I couldn't, so thank you for that. Yes, that is worded beautifully. I'm doing a video on a woman who was killed while in solitary. It's never a good option. So sad. It's never a good option. So sad. Segregation is not for weak-minded people. It'll break a weak-minded. Ugh, yes. Seg is torture. Yes. I signed up to be a volunteer mentor at a local prison, and we'll start mentoring an inmate next week. Any advice on my first visit with him? Okay, there's an organization based out of Las Vegas called Hope for Prisoners. It's hopeforprisoners.org, I think is their website. It's all about that. Exactly what they do is they hook up people in the community as mentors with people getting out of prison. So you might want to lean on them and see if there's any advice. John Ponder is the guy, that very, very dear friend of ours that runs that organization. He has a YouTube channel. He doesn't post too much on there because he's so busy traveling all over the place. Every time I talk to him, he's like at an airport or just leaving an airport or just got home from something. So he doesn't do too much because he's just busy, but there might be some stuff on their Instagram page or on their website or on their Facebook page, or you could literally just call up to their facility, to their offices, and see if you can get somebody there to give you some tips for have like a quick 20-minute conversation with you, because that is Michael, that is his wheelhouse. That's not my wheelhouse. But that's amazing. You're amazing for doing that. Shout out to you. Finally made it. But that's amazing. You're amazing for doing that. Shout out to you. Finally made it to a live. Yay, Carter. Live. Yay, Carter. I'm in Nashville. Thanks, Ro. Love ya. You're welcome. Love you back. Ro, can I share my story with my friends, the one who is doing time? Of course you can. Can you share your story with your friends? So do you want to share your story on my channel? Can you share your story with your friends? So do you want to share your story on my channel? Cause sure. If not, do you mean, can you share this with her? Sure, whatever. Either one is fine. The live is repeating for some reason. Anyone else? Is anybody else having a problem with this, with it repeating? Or if you can, this with it repeating? Or if you can, or you can if you remember it, or you can if you remember it. I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean. It's repeating. It's not just me. It's repeating and buffering. I got an error. Mine's good. Can you introduce me to Jess? Sure. Why don't you comment on her videos? It's all good, just disappeared. Yeah, you're right. So sorry about that, Road to Prison. LD is right. Sometimes the comments move so fast that the mods go to remove a spam one and they accidentally remove the wrong one. So sorry about that. I've done it before. I only said that a friend of mine is in the house band at a honky tonk in Nashville, and a good voice is always welcome on his stage Spitfire. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it probably was accidental. So the comments move really, really fast, and then when a moderator goes to touch it, because I've done it before, it touches the wrong one. It's like really annoying. I think I kicked somebody off, like I blocked somebody by accident, and it was the wrong person one time. Oops. Repeating really bad, still repeating. It just changed the Okay, you guys, I guess I'm gonna go. I'm sorry, we're almost at an hour anyway, and since it's repeating, I don't know what is going on. Maybe I'm on live. I'm on twice. I have no idea what's happening. So I'm gonna go. You guys, I will be back soon, I promise. Okay, I don't know what resources you're asking for, but email me. It's fixed if you logged out and back on. That's so weird. I'm gonna go anyway. I will be back. Think of more questions for lives. We'll do one really soon. Maybe we'll do Thursday, maybe over the weekend. I'm not positive what my schedule is like. You know, I gotta log all those hours for Adam practicing my thing when I do them, you know. You guys, keep staying strong, keep loving strong, keep supporting one another through this journey, because you're one day closer to it all being behind you. Lots of love from my heart to yours. I will see you beautiful ladies and gentlemen in the next one. Yeah, Nick, I remember the story about your friends, but I didn't know if you meant that you wanted to share the story on my channel, like in a video. So just message me and let me know. Anybody else has anything else they want to talk about, or any stories they want to share, you guys email me. If you have questions, email me. I'll be happy to answer them. You could always DM me on Instagram at Strong Prison Wives. Just make sure you say it is for Ro. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon.